Hey there guys, my name is Raxby and welcome to Dark Mystery. This is a game made by Yash Future Tech Solutions and it's a puzzle platformer with a kind of silhouette style that kind of is reminiscent, for me at least, to games, you know, like Limbo and Inside probably made that sort of style famous, and that's a style that I really like. Puzzle platformers 2D are also pretty a genre that I quite like myself as well, and this one actually offers multiplayer, which is pretty interesting. I won't be doing that right now. We're gonna go ahead and play single player though, but yeah, I'm just pretty curious to see how it plays. Oh, there goes Little Dark Furball, level 1. Okay, so levels will be pretty clearly defined. We'll have to keep that in mind. The queen has been lost in the jungle and now she is trapped in the dark land of superpowers. Work as a savior to diminish the evil powers extended in that one way too quickly. You have to rescue her. Okay. And then that took just as long as the previous text. Okay, the B apparently opens the menu, which is an interesting choice. There's an orb of light that we can collect and we can jump across that. And then we die. Okay. I don't really notice any options. Let me actually check. Controls. There's a pause and a jump. And that's it. So... I'm not sure if we just have to sit low. No, it comes after you. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to jump on it. Nope, we can't touch it at all. A little bit weird. I'd expect them to explain a little bit more. Okay, you just have to duck underneath them quick enough. Sure. It doesn't really feel puzzly so far. So hopefully that will still come. We just get stuck and we can kind of inch ourselves up a little bit. Yeah, the physics feel kind of weird. Like, this shouldn't work, and now we can't do it more, but we just fall off. I'm guessing if we fall into that pit, it's game over. There is some kind of double jumping, I think. Yeah, but it feels really weird. That is the first thing that I have to say, is that the controls don't feel the best. Okay, there we go. We got on there. And that's never a good thing in a platformer. Also, your jump has like no height. Which is not good either. And I'm guessing we're not allowed to fall in. Nope. Okay. So what we have here is a platformer that's supposedly a puzzle platformer, but just feels like a pretty standard Mario-like platformer, you know, as in just go through a level and collect coins, or in this case, shining yellow orbs. Except bad jump physics, no other kind of controls like run or something else, or some kind of power-up that would make things interesting. So that's gonna be very bare bones then, and that's fine if everything works well, but this double jump, it just doesn't feel good. It honestly like seems random how much height you get, and you have like no real good momentum to this either. So I'm like, how am I even gonna make this jump here? Okay, well, we made it somehow, but I don't feel it was due to any real skill on my part. And now the camera is also in a point where I can't really see. Well, whatever, we got past that all somehow. But we keep sticking on this wall. That's not a great sign. Okay, well, we got up there. Oh god, and now there's one of these things that we're gonna have to sprint past. Okay, there we go. That's also the weirdest thing. Like enemies, you can only dodge them, but the way you have to dodge them, damn it, is by ducking under them quick enough, because you can't jump over them. So it, I have to say that I don't really have a lot of good words about. Okay, no, you can jump on them to kill them. So it's not even trying to dodge enemies, which probably just makes this even more of a standard platforming experience. And I don't have anything against just regular 2D platformers. I'm not great at them, I'll admit that. But for them to work, I do feel like the controls have to work. And the controls here feel very, very stiff. And it also just doesn't seem to have puzzles. Like, dodging spikes is not a puzzle, you know? That's just a regular part of platforming. There's no puzzles to be found so far. And I mean, sure, this is the first levels, but yeah, I don't know. This feels so far like a very subpar experience. The music. Okay. And we're gonna start from the start again, of course. Why not? Well, that will give me some time to get my thoughts out. The music, like, feels very repetitive and doesn't really stand out necessarily. The visuals, like, something like Limbo does it very well to where they really give it a lot of atmosphere. Or even like the silhouette levels in like the Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze games, they really make it look very pretty. But here, it's not a stylized choice because you have these bright and colorful plants and everything as well. It just seems like, oh, well, rather than having to make default like detailed textures on the floor and everything, we're just gonna keep it a black silhouette, which just ruins the entire aesthetic. It just feels like they didn't go with this silhouette style because they thought it would be a great style to use, but more out of laziness. And the way that the controls feel just feels very stiff. I don't like my jump, and there's also not even any run or anything, so you can't really build up momentum, which I feel is pretty important in an actual platformer. And then to kind of advertise it as a puzzle platformer when it doesn't appear like there's any actual puzzles, leaves me with a pretty sour taste in my mouth so far. And yeah, like jumps like this should be easy, right? I've done it before, so it's definitely possible. The only reason why I'm struggling is because the jump it feels so stiff. And you just keep getting stuck against things. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. I'm just stuck on it. And I can hold myself stuck to that as long as I want. The physics just don't work. For a 2D platformer, the physics just plain and simple aren't working properly. And that's a death sentence. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna make a platformer, then the main physics, the main jump and movement should work perfectly. And I can't say that Dark Mystery has that in working condition. So that alone would be enough for me to not recommend this game. But then everything else also just, there's nothing that really stands out that makes me think, okay, well, this is a very redeeming factor. So even though the controls aren't, you know, ideal, sure, it's still worth it. It just feels very bland. I am kind of curious to see what 2-player is like, if it's any better. So you know what? Let's see if we can take a look at that instead. Okay, so gonna go ahead and jump into multiplayer. I'm here with my girlfriend now, so
hello.
We can actually choose characters because they have so much character. They're just black orbs. Literally, Ben and Luke, the only difference is a little line between their eyes. Well, I've seen enough of Jack of being him, so I'll go with Barry, I guess.
That's who I was gonna go for. Either Nick or Harry.
Oh, I like Harry, I guess.
Like Harry?
Yeah, let's go with Harry. Okay, so is multiplayer any different, or are we just literally...
Whoa.
Okay, you...
Where did you go?
I just disappeared because you walked off, and I got off-screened, and I'm gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it's just the same... No, don't be sorry. That's something that shouldn't really happen in the game.
Wait, how do you attack?
You have to jump on them, a la Mario, or just walk underneath them.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can actually move. Can we interact with each other? I kind of want to know. Okay, so we can jump off of each other. That's at least kind of cool, I guess. Oh, I died, and then you died too.
Me.
Yep, he just touches you, and then you're dead.
Let's go.
Okay. It's also weird that we're like kind of like competing, it seems almost.
Oh, nice. Good job.
Between collecting things. I feel like it should
Don't
just be
walk on me.
cooperative where
Go. Jump.
I'm trying to, but I can't. It won't let me jump. Oh, now it will.
Well, what about me?
You'll have to double jump.
How do you double jump? Oh, you can. Oh, you can double jump.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you make that?
Oh.
Yeah, you sometimes just get stuck against the wall.
Well, bye.
Bye. Okay, can I make it?
No, you can't. I think we need one another.
No, you can't make this because this is the same level as in single player, and I made it in single player. It's just that because the jumping physics just
It's weird.
feel, yeah, they do feel very weird, don't they?
It's like it kind of reminds me of when, like, you know how I don't know if you've ever done this, but when you eat around your controller and it gets sticky and it's like hard to press in the button. That's what the jumping mechanics feel like.
That is actually a very good way to describe it. Yeah, it just feels like you're handed a controller that your 5-year-old cousin drooled over and put in their mouth and stuff like that, and the buttons don't quite work right. And yeah, you just can't make it. Two player just seems to be exactly 1 player, but you're moving with 2 characters at once. And we restarted, but I never spawned in. Because why spawn in both players?
I hit at the bottom like you did, right? Or you can't hit the bottom, you have to hit the top.
You have to hit him on the top.
Oh, okay, so it's Mario-esque.
And it didn't give us a game over because apparently I'm actually still playing. The camera didn't pan to me. It never did. It never even showed me. I can try to move around, but I don't see where I am or do anything. You know what? I think this gives enough of an idea of what Dark Mystery is like. I'm sorry, but I just simply cannot recommend this. That said, if you want to judge for yourself, I will put a link to the Steam page, as always, in the description down below, so you can see for yourself. Take your own judgment, but I don't care for it. My girlfriend doesn't care for it. So yeah.
A mess.
Do what you will with it. If you want to see more of my content, you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next video.